uh, fucking everything reset. I'm sorry.
I play Cat Wizard Girl. It's a good time. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Thank you, Yulia. So sorry. I didn't notice the technical issues right at the start. Always scuffed. Always Obsidia. Next up, we have Illya.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lily, and I'm playing Ilya. Super excited to be here tonight to be queer and have meet a lot of people from our past and maybe go on a date or two. Just
Ew.
maybe. But yeah, I hope you all have a good time.
Thank you, Lily. Next up, we've got the horniest MILF this party could ever hope for. We got Euphoria, emphasis on the cocks.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Meris. I play Lady Euphoria Cox, emphasis on the Cox. And, yeah, I play the party's hot pink tiefling MILF. You know her, you love her. And yeah, ew, imagine going on dates, but I guess we'll see what happens. Enjoy all the blasts from our past with all these sad NPCs. Let's go.
Sad NPCs, let's go. Sad NPCs. Litro is absent today, so send them lots of love. And next up, we have last but never least, we have Shawnee the kitty puncher. As in, she's a cat who punches.
I mean,
Just
we
kidding.
could also punch cats. There are other cat shifters. There are cats out there. I could punch them. But hi, when I'm not punching cats, I'm Sif, real last night dude. Don't look under the helmet. There's nothing under there. I do art. I play games. I am back from a long convention, so we will stream a game this week. I just want to stream again, so I'll see you all later this week. Tons of love, lots of love, mainly love. I love you guys.
All the love. Love, love, love. Yes, I apologize for us not playing last week. We were all crushed by capitalism, and so we were unable to fight the good fight, tragically. But this time, only some of us have been fatally crushed by capitalism, and so the rest of us can at least continue with some gay energy to help fight it. So, previously on Eberron, Ashes of the Last War, our party began the final interlude, where they could do their rest and recovery before going into quote unquote the shit. So they found out that there was going to be a massive celebration held in Greywall to honor the 1 year anniversary of when Rose Gold, the original crew of Rose Gold, of which only 50% are in the team anymore, were able to rescue some monster children from some evil terrorists called the Seekers, long ago when the Seekers were a thing. And because of that, they avoided a race war in the city and caused a new era of relative peace and started their whole adventure. So the governor of Greywall has seen fit to do a massive festival celebration for them, and is doing an all expense paid for it. And so the party decided to use this opportunity to invite all the NPCs that they've known, encountered, befriended, etc. over the last year to come by. So prior to that, though, Malral gathered everyone up together to have a burger eatery where he decided to cook and host some games and everything. And everybody was having a pretty good time except for Silonia, who never has a good time ever. And then this good time was promptly shattered by Illya and Euphoria revealing their massive strategy post all this nonsense of going into the Feywild. Illya to live happily ever after, and Euphoria to take her daughter's place as the new Houndmaster and Knight of the Wild Hunt. And this launched into a huge issue of the party, basically saying, there's got to be another way. Please figure out another way, Euphoria. We still want you in our lives. and Illya being like, we're not going to be dead, we're just going to be in the Feywild, bro, calm down. And things got very heated. Malral stormed off, and the event ended rather sadly. In addition, Illya did a cooking session with Shani and Asharin, trying to learn grilled cheese with mixed results. But they were able to work through it together with the power of friendship and the gaze. And they were able to do that, and Illya presented Euphoria with a tasty grilled cheese sandwich for her to eat, as a showing of Illya's effort to become more domestic and stop eating good berries all the time. Also, Shani abused her relationship with Kai Shen to have him be shirtless around Lily so that he would get her out of the kitchen that she defends with all of her heart and soul. And then Kamar had a very sad talk with Silonia. It was actually the first time they've really talked together since, well, everything went down. So Kamar expressed her sentiment that she wanted to basically say, like, hey, I know a lot of stuff happened between us, but, like, we can still be friends and everything. And Silonia did apologize to her for everything she did and how she acted, and also did some rather fatalistic musing about her fate and how very much she feels like a soulless monster nowadays, without hope. And they did get some time to maybe have a potential hope for the future before eventually parting ways on better terms than when they had first met together that night. Then Malral presented Cleotrixia, everybody's favorite little Lamia daughter, with a hammer and an invitation for her to become his first apprentice in a long time, and going to teach her how to do smithing and eventually do mage smithing. And with her mother's permission, it was granted, and Cleotrixia was quite excited to be able to learn her sorcery and smithing hand in hand with her two parental figures. And then finally, Kamar decided to meet up with Larissa, and they had a bit of a girls' night out, as Kamar wanted a bit of help with her makeup and everything, and Larissa took this opportunity to bimbify Kamar as much as she could, and they talked and stuff and just bonded, and basically trying to tell her how to channel more bad bitch energy, as they got her maximum va-va-voom energy to get her perfectly ready for the big party festival that is about to take place. And then, finally, the guests began to arrive, and they were greeted by some of the NPCs that they had invited to stay at their fabulous mansion, including first always being Augustus and Oriana and their kids, because punctuality is their bread and butter, and began, antagonistic as to be expected, but with some hope that maybe things will be better, and that the constant recrimination as to the fact that you guys only have a single servant, because what if she gets sick? What if she needs time off? And then the next up was none other than your boy Kairos and his cousin Syra, who were very excited to be here to see everyone again and getting a break from all of his many flying adventures. And with that, he also commented about the fact that they only had a single servant, because what if she gets sick? What if she needs time off? And so, with that, we were wrapping things up. There's a lot more NPCs coming, but the abundance of time I'm going to reduce it to a smaller pool of people who are going to have actual like conversations when they show up, because this would take basically the entire session of just the processional of friends that you guys have made over the year. So next up on the list of attendees, well, I think it's time for the big two. So as you guys are continuing to show people in and to get to their rooms and everything, you hear some bickering outside your front door, and it switches between Elvish and very guttural Dwarven, shouting at each other. Who wants to open the door?
I have a feeling I know who it is, so I'm gonna go ahead and open the door.
Okay. As you open the door, you see a very tall, high elven woman in, immaculate robes, looking down at a very, kind of battered and bruised looking Durgar, in a spiked, leather jacket and everything, and they are just going to town, shouting at each other now. You also notice that their clothes, while the elves are very nice and immaculate, they're also a bit in dishevel. Her hair, you see some of the braids have come out. The Durgar, you notice that his shirt's like got some tug action to it. He's got some marks on his neck, and what do you do, Kamar?
Gosh. She's gonna kind of blink at them for a moment and be like, "This is just like my books." Hello, you two. It's good to see you were wrestling before coming here.
Yeah, we were just wrestling, yeah. This is the Durgar.
No way.
The tight confines of that wagon, you know how it is.
Thank you for coming, though. I'm sure Johnny will be excited to see you.
Yeah, looks like you guys got some nice digs here. You move it up in the world, eh?
You could say that, I guess so. A lot has happened.
Where's that no good schmuck?
If you're referring to my sister, I think she's inside somewhere. She shouldn't be hard to miss.
I'll go look for her. As Coach kind of shuffles in with one last dagger look at the elf before he fully enters. And then you see the elf. Once you open the door, she stopped arguing with the Durgar, and she is just staring at you with narrowed eyes and a very displeased look.
Hello, Professor. I'm glad you could make it. I know what you're thinking, but I'm okay. I promise.
Come on. What was the one thing I told you?
Her ears kind of drop down like airplane mode. Yes, I know you warned me, but it was for a good cause. It was, I had good reasoning behind it. It did actually end up helping us in the end.
You say that now. You see her kind of snap her fingers, and for a moment, you see all of the future versions of you that you have merged their power with you. Basically, like scatter out of your body in a straight line, as if they were all lining up in front of the professor. And each of them looks just as basically ashamed as you before they snap back into you. I see.
I know. I'm sorry. I definitely won't be doing it again if that's what you're thinking.
Oh, what a wonderful vote of confidence! I'm sure that this version of you promising not to do it will be just as valid as the first.
You're right. I know. I should have listened. I I was feeling overconfident at the time, and I don't mean to disappoint you. But I knew it was something I had to do at the time.
I
And
hope whatever you did it for was worth it. Because I assure you, you have tampered with things that you never should have, and you have likely caused irreparable harm to your connection to the timeline.
I know. But if it's gonna make things right in this timeline, then it's something I'm willing to risk.
She raises an eyebrow at you and goes, I see your disobedience has made you increasingly bold.
It comes with the new cloak of confidence.
I pray to the host that your confidence somehow manages to get you through your next debacle better than my advice.
I will certainly take both into consideration.
And please be careful about what you saw. I assure you that, as I warned you, tampering with viewing the future can be immeasurably problematic for someone like you.
Someone like me? Someone perhaps not strong enough? Is that what you're insinuating?
Someone so attached. You
Right.
have thoroughly rooted yourself to this timeline and this current event. That inherently will compromise your vision. And that is one of the reasons why I did not wish for you to ever look into the future more than a few seconds. Because you will run the risk of causing irreparable connections between potentialities that could have ripple effects that disturb the very fabric of this timeline. For you wish to draw everything here, for you are too attached to here and now.
Well, I know that myself and my other selves and those that are with me now, they're supporting me, and I do want to help this current timeline, but I think it's going to be okay. I know you're worried, and for good reason, but have a little faith in me.
She sighs deeply and she just looks a little deflated. I only seek to caution you because I care, Kamar.
I appreciate it. I do. Your words do mean a lot to me. the ones that I do follow.
She just kind of looks up at the heavens, like just rolling her eyes. It goes, well, you've made it this far without causing a collapse of the continuum, so I guess I will be forced to be a helpless bystander as whatever you do next.
Well, I assume I could always come to you if I need any help, though.
Of course, dear, but I assure you that I will not leave you unharmed verbally.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Now come here, child. She extends out her arms to hug you.
She runs into them with a big hug.
She squeezes you tight. Meanwhile, oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, like, oh, you two are getting along better than the last time I saw you.
I don't know what you're talking about. Together with that lumber-footed buffoon.
Is that what you two call each other, then?
I need a drink.
I'll show you the way. She'll take her hand and lead her.
Meanwhile, you see Coach the Durgar just walks in, and he walked into the kitchen and just breezed right by Lily and grabbed a bottle of scotch, and he just takes a swig as he goes door to door, just knocking, going, "Hey, Shani!"
Shawnee, okay, so if we're gonna do Coach before Kairos, Shawnee would be like sitting on a windowsill surveying the backyard, thinking, and Coach could like come up behind her if he wanted.
"Hey, kid."
Oh, Coach. Yo. Sorry, I'm making my battle strategy right now. What's up?
That's
Oh, wait, shit, welcome!
I thought you were partying.
You see, Coach, I've grown past the ring. I've decided to tackle a bigger arena. And even though we're at a party, this arena's still here, you know? You know what I mean? The same arena you fight in with in the professor's office?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, kid.
Uh-huh. That why you're down in more whiskey than usual?
And, I thought it was a time for celebration. Coming here to see my one and only protege being celebrated by a whole fucking city.
It is my celebration, yeah, but what do you mean by one and only protege? I mean, like, you started up that gym, right? That money I gave you?
Yeah. I've been showing some kids a few moves in the neighborhood, but, I've known them for a few months. I've known you for years. I've known you since I could flick you over with my pinky.
Yeah, Coach, yeah, I know. But, still, it's, nice seeing you act the same around me. I wasn't sure how you'd react now that I will look like this, and, she sparkles and shines.
Yeah.
Pure girl power.
He kind of just shrugs and goes, I just figured it was some kind of shift to second puberty or something.
I still gotta work on it. That you haven't noticed it yet. I still gotta work on it.
But you're looking good. I think you. It seems really awkward trying to say this because you're like a daughter to him. You look like.
Coach,
you look like one of the girls at LD's place.
Coach, I was gonna try to stop you before you said something that would like get you canceled at those like public forums in town, but I'll keep what you said between us. You don't gotta try anymore. But yeah, it's nice knowing I'm not the only one who's come this far alone. I mean, you don't want to talk about the professor, but I mean, look at you. You're wearing a nice proper jacket and not like the hobo one you used to wear.
What do you mean, hobo one? I wore the jacket through all my fights.
Exactly. It was all torn to shreds. You never washed it. I like when I rubbed your bruises after training, I made sure the wet rag went on the jacket too. You're taking care of yourself, you
It's a
know?
lucky jacket.
It is I mean, it got you this far, so I guess it is lucky, but you're taking care of yourself. You're more than just you're putting effort into a life you didn't used to before. And I'm doing the same now too.
Well, I'm proud of you, kid. And you looking good. You seeming doing good. You're sparkly. I'm assuming that's like makeup or something. I'm glad to see you got a fucking mansion too. I wish I had a mansion.
I mean, it's not my mansion per se. It's like a shared mansion, but I mean, Professor lives in Upper Shan, right? And if you're running your own fitness program, I'm sure you'd get up there too eventually. I mean, hell, the high LD probably has a nice place in the upper rings too. I mean, if you do well with coaching and stuff, you're gonna get up there too.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if I could get past not feeling the dirt under my boots. Not saying hi to all the rats. Just I don't know.
You don't have to live in Shan forever. I mean, it's my home too, but I'm happy here. And if you and a certain not named lucky lady go out and live on a nice homestead where there's plenty of dirt for you and plenty of pretty sights to keep her anxious ass calm, maybe that wouldn't be a bad ending.
I don't know, kid. When I grew up, I don't like seeing so many open spaces. They give me anxiety. Anything. A bird can come up and pick you up and fly you away. That shit don't happen in Shan.
You're right, a gargoyle can do that to you instead.
Yeah, but only if you deserve it.
Yeah, that's fair, I suppose. Still though, Coach, it's great seeing you again.
It's good seeing you too, kid. I'm glad you're doing well. I ain't gonna bother you. You look like you're waiting for something.
Nah, hold on. She like grabs him and then pulls him for a hug. His spiked jacket is like digging to her, so then she causes her goo to turn into spikes and dig back into him.
All right, it's a nice jacket you got there.
Thank you. I made it myself. Well, I mean, come on, made it. I sort of added these, and you see the spikes shift and change stuff. Anyways, and Shani looks out the window and then sees like a dumbfounded, confused Kairos looking around for her and is like, all right, my target's here. Wish me luck. And Shani fucking cat jumps from like the window banister into a tree.
Yeah, Coach will be like, all right. And he goes,
Love you, Coach.
Goes back downstairs. And I guess we could jump to that since you're springing into action.
I mean, I don't mind waiting if someone else wants a turn.
Okay.
Things can happen at the same time.
Oh yeah, the lesbian undead also came last session. I forgot about that.
They what?
They came to your house. What they do at your house, well, that's up to them.
Hey, yo!
Your words, not hers.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you can jump into your talk with Kairos. So you're springing to action. Kairos is just kind of like wandering through your back garden, I guess.
Yeah, and as Shawnee's like above him like a cat looking down at prey, she makes like little purring noises to like over here, and like lead Kairos around up until he walks up to a tree and she fucking upside down pops out of like the branches, like hanging upside down. Hey.
Oh, hello. It's good to see you. Shawty, you're here?
I get the feeling you were looking for me, Captain Obvious. And she flips upside down from the branches and stands in front of him. You found me. Sorry I wasn't at the door for you. I had to get ready.
Oh, don't even worry about it. I'm just, wow, I'm surprised to see you here, and you look great. You look amazing. You
Okay, Cassie.
sparkle.
Makeup will do that, and then she like wraps herself around one of his arms and says, "Come on, let me take you on the garden. I worked on this with Illya. Is that what you called him? Yeah, I worked on this." Just like because he confuses the names of the party
Yeah.
members. Yeah, come on, talk to me while I lead you around.
Of course. Yes. Lovely garden, and I didn't realize that you were with them. I thought you were just somebody on the ship. I'm. Wow.
Hope I didn't make you feel scared after all that ship stuff happened then, but yeah, I'm one of those bozos. You ain't that stupid, you should know.
Well, I would not assume too much. But no, you didn't leave me afraid or anything. I was a bit concerned as to whether or not you survived, but I'm glad you did, and clearly you're thriving. You're no longer so. Yeah. You look good, and I'm happy to see you. Have things been well?
Take a deep breath, look at your feet, and stop tripping over them. I'm right here, and I'm looking at you, okay? So if there's something you want to talk about, go for it.
Just, I feel like you have me at a bit of a disadvantage after last time. You, it just seemed like you were feeling some bonding, and so I have to say that it's good to see you. For I feel a little awkward here, being at the place that Jubilee used to stay at and everything, and she's not here anymore, of course, and so being with her friends, well, that's something, and it's a little awkward for me, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it feels weird to me too. I mean, half the people who were here at the start, who are the reason that this whole anniversary is happening, aren't here anymore. But I know Jubilee at least would want us to just have fun. She'd be here if she could, but well, that's why we're going to be drinking as much as we can for her, and partying as much as we can for her, and doing all sorts of things as much as we can for her, yeah?
Yes, I would love to. I celebrated in her honor. And I am happy if you would like to celebrate it as well.
Of course. Juby was someone special to me too, Kairos. But, celebrating with you, what does that entail? Besides the obvious party in here.
I was assuming we would. I assume you're a very busy woman, and so I figured get some drinks, raise a toast in her honor, and I don't know. I imagine that much of the focus of the night will be Jubilee's friends, or at least whatever ones are still around. But I'm sure that, if all the attention's on them, we could have some time to, I don't know, you could show me around the town or your house or whatever. I'm easy.
You're not that easy, Kairos. It was a little hard to get the drop on you. But, yeah, I could find some time to sneak away from the attention that the others are getting, clearly, and we could dance again if you'd like. But, and she, lingers for a second and puts her hand on his chest. I don't want to get your hopes up. I I'm not at the state to go for dating again right now.
Oh, I would never presume.
No.
I thought we would just have a little celebration tonight. Something very casual, of course. I would love to dance with you in a totally casual friendship kind of way.
She rests her hand now on his face and says, "Listen, lover boy, I wouldn't be dishonest with you if you weren't attractive. So ask me again. When I'm done with my goals and I've become the woman I want to be, ask me again. And I know, because you shouldn't settle for anything less. You know that I won't settle for anything less. You can ask me also when your goals are done, and you've shown everybody here that you're going to be you're Eberron's greatest airship pilot. That check out?"
He kind of looks down at you and does a smile and kind of runs one hand through his hair to kind of push it back. And in the brief span that his arm was across his face, you see that his eye patch has switched to the other eye. And he looks down at you with his eye and goes, I think when that time comes, Shawnee, that I would be delighted to have the opportunity.
Thanks for understanding. And then she pulls him in for a kiss, proper, and then pulls back and says, "It's okay to kiss friends, right? Anyways, I'll leave you to stew on all this for now. I'm gonna go grab a drink." And the moment she is out of eyesight, she fucking blushes and covers her face in her hands like she can't believe she did any of that.
And you leave a slack-jawed Kairos in your garden as you depart. Eventually, his cousin comes up to him and kind of does a hand in front of his eye kind of thing and shrugs and just kind of walks away. So I think with that, the rest of the NPCs can arrive to various amounts of fanfare. In a true throwback to Quest 2, none other than Sir Talon Muldoon and his wife and kids will be there as well. He was a Silver Flame Templar that the party worked with in their second quest ever on the train, who got to see half of his friends horribly die. But he'll be there, and kids got he just got another human wife and stuff. He's got 2 kids. One of them's about 12, the other one's about 8, and he's very excited to see you all and see how far you've come. And he does very very usual chit chat and stuff about adventuring business. And he talks about how he stopped adventuring. He stopped taking the contract gigs after what happened on the train, and has been just kind of working as law enforcement at a town in Thrain, where his family lives. So he figured it would be a better way to protect his loved ones than wandering around for fat amounts of gold. So aside from that, we will go to the day of the festivities themselves. So as the day of the festival begins, there's lots of games and food hawkers and bands playing, and there will later that night there is going to be a grand speech by the governor in honoring the heroes who had come to help this town a year ago. But as the sun sets, Kaishen will roll up to Illya and Euphoria. He is wearing he is not wearing his usual combat fatigue pants and boots. He's actually wearing a rather low cut tunic of black and gold and a pair of fitted trousers, no less, with a belt with his swords on it. And he will approach you guys, and he will give you a rather small smile, but from Kai Shen, that's about as much as you can expect for a smile. As he goes, "Well, the festival is upon us. I thought it would be a wonderful idea if we were to go compete for the affections of, well, to go compete for prizes and other awards that we can bestow upon, for example, Illya."
Oh, a competition, is it?
It does not have to be a competition between the two of you. It could just be some friendly exchanges or something.
There's already the fire of competition in Euphoria's eyes.
You see their eyes meet, and there's that anime lightning bolt that goes between them.
I mean, there can be a competition. Goodness, are you two fighting over me and fighting over my affections?
Would you like us to?
She raise an eyebrow.
She blushes extremely widely.
Excellent. So, the method, the rules of this competition then?
We shall each compete in 3 games with each other, and whoever emerges victorious can ask the other person to do something for them.
Intriguing. I agree to these terms.
Good. I expect nothing less from you, Euphoria.
One moment, please. There's no terms for me. I'm just meant to cheer on you both? Is that...
You should cheer on who will be victorious, which will obviously be me.
I don't think so, darling.
And he goes, "Well, then I hope that you are not going to hold back against me, Euphoria. That would be disappointing."
I would never consider it.
"Come, let us begin." As he will grab Illya by just sliding his arm through hers, and will begin striding forward.
Wait. One moment. I have an idea. Since I am not going to be competing for my own affections, I know exactly how good I am. How about my goal will be to fluster each of you as much as possible, so that way it's as much of a challenge as possible. Does that sound good to each of you?
I agree to these terms, assuming you can handle the challenge. As he looks at Euphoria.
I have no objections.
Very good. Then by all means, enter combat.
It's like the Scott Pilgrim thing. Euphoria versus Kai Shen.
Round 1, fight!
So, first up is Kai Shen will take you to a cardy booth where there is basically crossbows set up to do target shooting. "I figured if we should start anywhere, the advantage should go to the lady."
Oh, that's so chivalrous of you.
"I did not wish to stack it entirely in my favor." And so you may take the first shot. Please make a acrobatics check.
Oh boy, here we go.
Is this one of those guns, or is this more of like a bow?
It's crossbow. It's like a little crossbow that shoots a like a blunted bolt at a target.
Okay.
The old air rifle.
Yeah.
While this is rolling, I need to do my side of this and say, I think you should be worried, Kai Shen. Euphoria seems to know her way around shafts very well.
On that, I rolled a 17.
How does Euphoria react to that?
She's trying so hard to just not laugh at that and just clicks her tongue and rolls her eyes and takes her shot.
Yeah, you are able to, you tag one of the, we'll say there's 4 tiers of targets, and with a 17, you can successfully hit a 3rd tier target. So, you basically get 3 points, and Kai Shen will pick up his crossbow and go. Perhaps then I should have you wield my own, if you are so skilled. As he sights it.
Illya puts her hand over her face, just blushing wildly. She's like, I don't know if I'm prepared for this.
These were the terms that you dealt, my darling.
I didn't expect to be. So the idea was that I would tease you and it'd be not exactly mutual, but you can't just turn the ball around on me.
I normally wield a polearm. I thought it would be quite complimentary if Euphoria could handle something so large. It would be an excellent gauge as to her prowess for future reasons.
Hey, yo. This is what the adults do when the cats aren't around.
I am so red in real life right now.
Kaisha will look at Illya and go, do not be afraid. If you wish, I could help teach you. I would like to say that I'm quite capable, and I'm sure under my guidance, even you could be able to handle it.
I know my way around such things, trust me. But please, by all means, demonstrate your prowess.
All right.
As Euphoria goes to take her next shot, she'll just look at Kai Shen and, check her expression to make it, as unreadable as possible, and shrug and go, I've wielded bigger. Rolled a 19.
And as you say that, Kaisha will, side-eye you and go, I've met your ex-husband and prior training partner. I somehow doubt that. So please take your shot. Currently, you guys are neck and neck.
I rolled a 19.
Okay, that is you are just short. You figured if you gotten maybe a quarter of an inch more, you would have hit the 4-point target, but you did get another 3. Oh, and as Kai Shen kind of picks up his crossbow and sights in, does anybody wish to say anything to him before he takes the shot?
Who said it was my husband?
And you see him try to keep his composure, but he does a quick shot that just only hits a 1-point target and goes, I would love to see what else you may have learned from other sparring partners then.
Well, we'll just have to set some time aside for one of our friendly sparring matches. 23.
Yeah, you just smack dab bullseye the 4-point target. And Kai Shen goes, it's an incredible shot, and obviously I can see that your expertise truly lies with the small and thin.
Well, one must work with a variety of tools.
This has gone further than I expected, even in such a short amount of time. You two really were eager to compete.
And as you say that, Kaishan tries to shoot again, and it just hits the 1-point target again. And you hear a bell ringing as Euphoria, you can pick a prize. You just make up whatever prize you want. And before you think Kaishan will be, I see I've spent too much time with the large and thick. I am proving to be somewhat clumsy with this.
That's all right. Maybe you'll get the hang of the next one. I'll take that one right over there. And she points to like I kind of picture like a cute little plushie of some sort of undetermined creature.
It's a big owl bear.
Yeah. Oh, a little owl bear. Yeah. We'll go for the owl bear plushie.
Okay.
Very rotund.
Real round boy hours.
Round boy. And hand it over to Illya, looking very proud.
This was quite impressive, darling.
Well, thank you.
I expect the same, if not more, from whatever you two choose next.
Duly noted.
You may
Gives her a little smooch on the cheek.
You have done well this time, Euphoria. I see that when working at your strong suit, you can be quite capable.
Absolutely. But, I mean, it's only fair to give you a decent shot. I'll let you pick the next one.
Excellent. Then so be it. And he takes you over to one of those giant hammers. That's like the
Oh, no. Oh, no.
You see him crack his knuckles as he walks up. And he will look at you as he, goes, I feel like I should have full range of motion. And you see him basically unbutton his shirt. And he will pick up the giant hammer and is going to swing it down. Oof. Not so great.
Maybe you should unbutton one more.
As you say that is when he was slamming down, and he did miss the mark a bit when you said that. And so he only got a 12. And he will go,
Right.
I guess it takes a little bit to get in the habit of using such a unwieldy weapon. No grace in this. As he hands it to you.
That's all right. Sometimes men need a little extra time to prepare. And she'll throw down the hammer.
Make an athletics check.
Nat 20!
What is this? Damn!
With a negative one.
Negative 1.
Shit, what the fuck?
Yeah, Euphoria, how do you want to do your nat 20 fucking hammer blow?
She is going to try as hard as possible to hide the fact that this hammer is way too heavy for her. So just throwing all of her weight as much as possible, but trying to just pinpoint the target just so in the center, and just using the momentum of her full body weight, just lugging it over.
Everybody is quite shocked as the bell rings, and Illya can notice this because she's paying attention. Kaishen's eyes are basically perpetually in this like very half-lidded, disinterested view. His eyes actually like bolted open for a moment as he saw that.
I'm just gonna walk over to Kaishen and just kind of like grab his waist a little bit and say, she's quite good, isn't she?
It seems that I have not studied my opponent thoroughly enough.
I believe in you. You can give it a good go, I'm sure.
Then I will have to not disappoint, as he bows deeply.
Euphoria's got this very cheeky grin, but you can tell she's very eager to pass off this very heavy hammer.
Illya walks over to Euphoria and gives her a peck on the cheek and say, good job, darling.
Oh, Don't tell him. I think that was a lucky shot.
Oh no!
Oh man, Kai Shen, the man is +8 to athletics. Rolled a 10, or got a 10 total. He is, he's apparently shaken by Euphoria's performance. He really thought this was gonna go better for him.
Euphoria will walk up to him, give him a little pat on the shoulder, and just maybe a touch of additional motivation. And she'll also give him a little smooch on the cheek.
And he kind of looks at you, is just like, you know how to read people well enough that you could tell it is, as much as he might enjoy that, he is genuinely annoyed at how poorly he's doing right now. He really, really wanted to flex. But he will pass the hammer off to you.
Darling Kai Shen, do you need some water? Are you a little dehydrated? This isn't like you.
happens to all men. He goes, yes, perhaps I will require a little hydration.
She'll be sure to grab some. Yeah.
Euphoria just gripping the hammer like she's like, there's no way I'm gonna do it again. Here we go.
Oh
17!
my
Oh my gosh!
17!
-1 just clouded me. Yeah, that gets, it's not as strong as your first one, which was a knockout, but it does get a solid ping. Bells go off, and you have already been guaranteed a medium-sized prize because of that nat 20, but you can also gain a smaller prize for your second one, and it'll come to the final round, final redemption arc.
Come on, Kai Shen.
There we go. We got 16 this time.
Yay!
What are you gonna get, Euphoria? I'll see how this plays out.
I already got how do I top a rotund owlbear plushie?
Oh, I'm gonna make one more roll.
One more roll. Okay.
You pick your prizes.
All right. Whew.
Oh my god,
20.
Fucking what a shutout. What a shutout.
Buddy, I'm sorry. You gotta pack it up and go, my guy. You just got emasculated, dude.
Oh, this is on. You got a jumbo plushie for that.
Yay! The mama owlbear.
You got more owlbears. As you now have the ability to hand your owlbear to Illya, as Kai Shen just stares in disbelief at how this played out.
I'm gonna sort of whisper to Euphoria's ear. I must admit, I'm a little bit surprised that you had such, and I mean no offense, such strength hidden in you.
She's sweating. She's like, yeah, me too.
Congratulations, Euphoria. I am truly astounded by your capability. I always considered you more of a grace and dexterity-based fighter, but it seems I was misled.
No, darling, you are much too kind. I mean, I knew you were a gentleman, but who would have thought that you'd be the sort to let me win the competition that you dealt out? You're just so sweet.
Illya, you...
and she is meaning this to be super genuine to help him stay phased.
That does not come out that way. Illya, you see Kai Shen's fucking eye twitching as he is grinding his teeth hearing this.
Now, darling, this is a bit, this is getting a bit heated, wouldn't you say? This is why competitions are bad for the heart in the first place.
No, it is healthy to compete, especially when it is trying to establish your capabilities, and if you are worthy of the rewards of your accomplishments. Well, Euphoria, I think that one last game is in order.
Very well. Which one did you have in mind?
This one is going to be both of you at your best, theoretically. Because Kaishin did better on his fucking acrobatics check. And it's gonna be like an American Gladiator kind of foam stick battle. So you can use acrobatics and he can use athletics.
Oh boy.
And Kaishen picks up the foam stick, and this is gonna be his downfall. He kind of holds it, practices like it's his halberd basically as he swings it around and stuff. Or slamming it into the ground, and you see like little shockwave come off of it as he does it. As he looks at Euphoria, his eyes blazing red.
She's like checking the balance of hers as if it's like a real rapier, just like little off center. All right, I guess I can work with this.
Now, you don't have to go all out on this. I just wanted to give that as an option.
I figured that you would not hold back against me, Euphoria.
Certainly not. Not for someone of your caliber.
Then let us see if you will be able to triumph here. Roll your acrobatics.
Ooh, spicy.
So yeah, the first round, you guys are, this is now you're in your element, because this is basically just foam padded sparring for you. So in the first round, you guys are matching, basically he is literally using his normal, like, curved polearm, while you are managing to somehow wield this stick in deft thrusts like they're rapiers. And Illya, you just see a whirl of fucking action from these two as they engage in combat.
She just looks over and sees there's a bunch of people that are like watching this battle, like it's a bit of entertainment. It's just like kind of just gives a bit of a deep sigh as she sees the two of them just like focused to the death, like on this moment, just fighting over what is essentially her affections in this moment.
At one point, you see Kaishen and Euphoria like basically lock weapons as she was parrying his attack, and they get like real face to face, and he's doing like a snarl at her as sweat's dripping off of his hair and down his chest before it turns into a grin, and then he abruptly does a move you've seen him do in battle several times, where he takes the butt of his polearm and uses it to swing to knock out Euphoria's legs in the first match. And
I should have seen that one coming.
And Kaishin will lean down and extend his arm to Euphoria.
She'll take it and haul herself up.
And as he hauls her up, he'll like pull her closer to him and just kind of look her in the face and say, "This is how we always should have settled this."
I quite agree. It's what we know best, after all.
And with that, we go to round 2. All right, Euphoria, square up.
Squaring up.
Oh! Euphoria, how do you wish to beat Kaishen this round?
All right, so she remembers particularly the sparring match where she got her ass handed to her in the Feywild for the gender swap party. And remembering those moves that defeated her, she counters them exactly how he did her. So she'll knock him back onto his back this time, sword pointed. But I learned quickly.
You'll lift his chin with it.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of looks up at you as you lift his chin with your foam weapon.
My foam sword.
Yep. And he actually gives you like a big fangy grin as he stands up. I can see that. You do pick up things quickly.
Well, I study my opponents and I study my allies. I learn from the best.
Well then, we have one more round to determine who the best truly is. As he...
May the best man win.
My sentiments exactly. Alright, Euphoria. Round 3. All the marbles were 1 for 1 right now. This is the tiebreaker.
Ooh!
Oh! A 12 to a 10. How do you wish your final victory to be? Kaishan has lost literally every game he competed in.
Oh, bless him. I think this time, it's going to be neck and neck. They're both tired at this point. But I think she will just do one final, sweeping, graceful gesture of her rapier, wrap his knuckles, and have him drop his foam weapon. And again, pointed the blade right at his chest as he stands and just, I think that'll do it.
Shakes his head. Goes, I did you a disservice tonight by underestimating you so consistently.
That's all right. You wouldn't be the first to make that mistake, and you won't be the last.
I'll be sure to learn from my mistakes. To the victor goes the spoils. As he will gesture to Illya.
As I believe they both will come sort of back over to her, Illya will just kind of, before any sort of victory can be claimed, is just going to kind of take the both of them, give them a hug, and sort of press their foreheads in to make them all three be like in a little forehead touch triangle. Say, you both were fabulous.
I know.
There will be other fights, I assure you.
Well, you put up a hell of a fight. And I meant it when I said I learned a lot from you.
Yeah. He kind of does a bit of a smile to you and goes, and you are an incredible warrior. I knew I was right when I saw such potential in you.
You're both amazing.
I am sorry that I cannot give you more gifts this night, but it seems as if Euphoria is handling that quite handedly. As Euphoria, what do you want your final prize to be? A more owlbear?
Owlbear Papa, let's go. We got the whole family.
I will shoulder the burden of my defeat, as he will, hold the owlbears for you.
Yeah, much too kind. I don't know if I have the strength to hold up small. all three of these at the same time.
Well, then it's a good thing you got us.
It isn't it? I'm happy to have both of you here. Nice to have a bit of a moment where we can just enjoy ourselves like this. Maybe a little bit less competition next time, but if it's what you guys want, then I can't deny it.
I cannot help myself when I'm confronted in such a way. It is in my nature.
Well, Cashin, if the object here was to prove anything, you've already proven your mettle 100 times over. We know how strong and capable you are.
Kind of leans in towards you and goes, I had intended to show that I can do more things than simply destroy my opponents. And while I am not the one here who is able to bestow those gifts upon someone who deserves them, I will always be here to fight.
I've seen you be other things than a fighter. I've seen you as an artist. I know you were a mentor as well. And
I know that.
I saw you as a father when you were reunited with your family. A father and a husband. You're a lot more than just a fighter.
Were you going to say Illya?
I was going to say and I know from my end, the words that you spoke to me after the battle in Nuhui were words that I think I needed to hear a long time ago. You are wise, you are strong, and you're so amazingly talented, Aishan.
You both flatter me. And I admit that I have insecurities around interacting in this way with you, for I am sorely out of practice, and so you will forgive me if I perform in such a less than spectacular way, but I hope that there will be more occasions, and I know that at least you are both incredibly capable in your own right and are worthy to stand alongside.
And you still want to do that? To stand by us knowing what our plans are?
He, standing there with his three large owlbear plushies in this moment, looks at you both and goes, I will be honest about something. I do not wish to be immortal. I do not wish to live forever. It is antithetical to my beliefs and to my culture. But after everything we've gone through and what happened in New Hui, I I have to say that I have new optimism about the future in a way I never did before. And perhaps if you would be willing, I could spend a portion of that future with you.
Illya will give Euphoria a little nudge to her side, knowing what this means to her, just with a soft smile, and let her answer.
I know forever's a tall order to ask for. So, whatever time that you'd be willing to give, I'd be happy to have it.
And Kaishen will approach Euphoria and move the owlbears out of the way.
Part the owlbears.
Part the owlbears. As he will like set them down on a table nearby and go, then I will stand alongside you. And you can always rely that I will be there, ready to face whatever is to come with you. And he's gonna go in for a smooch.
Oh! She'll just return the kiss and just wrap her arms around him and give him a full big squeeze with it too.
And he will hold you tightly in his 19 strength hug.
With my -1
Yes,
hug.
finally he can flex in some way. And yeah, he will squeeze you tightly and say just, you are an incredible woman, and I meant every word of what I said. Anyone who does not see that is unworthy of you.
Illya will.
She's actually like a little misty-eyed, and she just goes, yeah, well, shut up.
Illya will hop onto Euphoria's shoulder, just like kind of like hands on her shoulder, and just say, "She is amazing, isn't she?"
Oh my god, both of y'all.
We're going to shower you with love, and you know that. You signed up for this.
All right, and she'll wrap an arm around each of them. Come on, y'all. I think there's more owlbears to be won.
Exclusively owlbear. The only rights we can afford for this session.
At one point, Kaishen will disappear from the two of you, and he'll come back a few minutes later, and he will have 2 owlbears.
Yay!
He will, extend one to Illya and say, I felt it unbecoming to not bestow at least one gift upon you.
It's more than I ever could have hoped for. She'll give him a very soft kiss on the cheek as well.
He will lean in and will kind of do a nuzzle before he parts. And then he walks over to Euphoria and goes, to the victor goes the spoils, as he hands the second owlbear to her.
What? You didn't have to get one for me. That wasn't part of our rules.
Even someone such as I can break the rules occasionally. It seemed unbecoming for only one beautiful woman here to be receiving a gift.
She squishes the little owlbear against her and just, well, thank you. Now I need to win an even bigger one for you. And she runs on to the next game.
The owlbear market has just been just devastated by this adventuring team.
Euphoria, please come back here.
No, I need to win an even bigger one.
Looks over at Kaisha and just like, there are no owlbears in the Feywild, if that helps.
I feel like momentarily there'll be no more owlbears here as well. And is there anything else you guys wish to do during your date that needs to be enumerated?
Nothing particular, but I like to think as the night progresses, the competition dies down, and definitely not because the vendors are running out of owl bears. And they get to do, classic cute festival things like,
Kissing on the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
Eat some funnel cake.
Exactly.
As you're going through the festival, you see many of your NPCs out and about. Euphoria, you actually see none other than your daughter Magnolia, who has a drink in her hand as she is talking to Syra, no less. And they're just kind of gabbing and stuff over by one of the gazebos and stuff. And at one point you hear you've seen Syra before, and she's always very stoic, but you see her actually do a rather girlish laugh at something Magnolia said with a kind of rakish grin that you remember from your youth.
Yeah, that's my girl.
And then you will also see over the course of it, you see the little Cleotrixia is slithering over to the Augustus's kids and stuff, who are all in wonder about all the monsters they're seeing because they've never seen these people before. And Oriana is constantly trying to basically corral them everywhere and not get them too overstimulated and stuff, as Cleo begins to basically start talking and playing with the little tieflings. And you can walk by and you see Augustus at one point just kind of sitting on a bench as his family is scampering around, and he just has a funnel cake next to him.
Excuse me, you two, for a second, would you? And she'll make her way over to Augustus and plop herself down, decidedly with her largest owlbear that she won, and just a little tired from herding cats.
I believe that you are the one who is normally herding the cats. But I understand on a more metaphorical level, yes, the children apparently have become quite accustomed to this festivity and to all the new sights they're beholding.
It's good to let them have a little fun.
Sorry.
Maybe that's something we should have done with R2.
I will say that as much as I love those kids, they will not grow up to be as capable warriors as Juby and Maggie, but maybe there is room in this world for people who aren't.
Maybe. We did set the bars pretty high with those two.
Neither of us ever wanted to see anyone face defeat, after all.
They're good kids, though, Augie.
Yeah, we did all right, and I love them dearly. I see you have already begun to despoil this festival with your capabilities and have deprived them of their largest, appears to be owlbear stock. Is that offensive here? Are there like owlbear people we need to be concerned about?
Not to my knowledge. But, like you said, we never settled for anything less than the best, so that goes for myself.
Have you tried one of these funnel cakes? They are absolutely delightful. I didn't know that something that could be made with so much grease and fat out of a stall could be so tasty.
I can't say that I have, Augie. Moment on the lips, forever on the hips.
That is how you wind up with 2 children, after all.
Hmm.
Well, I'll be damned. We've actually gone this long without saying something antagonistic to the other one.
It's kind of nice. Maybe I'm just a little tired of always fighting with you.
It does seem kind of silly in retrospect. We've fought for so many years over so many idiotic things. It's practically second nature.
It's easier to fight than admit you were ever wrong, isn't it?
I don't believe we ever walked away from any of those fights ever, admitting we were wrong.
No. No, we did not.
It's funny that's how it be, because with Oriana, I'm oftentimes made abruptly aware how wrong I can be.
Well, it's high time someone told you.
It is my lot in life for choosing an eloquence bard as a significant other. Somehow my attempts at trying to overawe through argument are abruptly circumvented and overcome, time and time again.
I never did have better banter than with your wife.
Oh, is that what you're calling it now? I don't think she ever considered it banter. I think we were always too alike, Yuffie.
I know. We were equally frustratingly stubborn.
Much
It was
to our
only a matter of
detriment.
time. I know that I couldn't be what you wanted, and I wasn't about to change for anybody.
That's true. I'm sorry I ever put that on you. I guess only in retrospect can I understand how futile an endeavor that was.
You weren't the first man to try to tame me. But
I was the first to beat you in that duel.
They can never take that away from you.
I want that put on my gravestone. And here lies Augustus Baneshield Ravamont. He defeated Euphoria Cox in one duel in his wild and carefree youth. He had few accolades able to overcome that sense. Loving family man and father.
I want it done in that order.
Well, I gotta emphasize what I know will be the most viewed portion by you if you ever deign to go see my grave. Can't let you forget. But notice that well, you've made it abundantly clear to myself and my wife that you apparently have found some new suitors to suit your needs. I'm happy for you, Yuffie.
Really?
It's a bit ironic, and considering how much we always emphasize the need to separate your business from pleasure, and seems that you have gone and found your very co-workers to be to be the ones that you've chosen to ascertain your owlbears with. But that was always your way more than mine.
Well, unfortunately, it seems like my ways are rubbing off on Maggie over there. Sort of nods over to Magnolia.
That girl. After everything I told her.
It's all right, Augie. Let her have a little fun.
Do you ever think we were wrong about all that? And maybe things would have been different with Juby had we been different?
I think we would have had very different daughters. But I wouldn't change them for anything. I know that we were not perfect parents. But we raised some incredible women.
That we did. That we did.
On that note, Augustus, I'm probably gonna be leaving for a while. You know how it is, how I get.
There's always your way. There's always somewhere else and someone else that you can occupy your time with.
I don't know how long I'll be away, but just in case it's longer than I anticipate, keep an eye on Maggie.
Smiles and goes, I'll do my best. But know that, you are still a part of that girl's life, as much as you may have a hankering for wanderlust. And it's unfortunate to say that due to our particular lineages, you're going to have a lot more time with her than I ever will.
I wish you didn't talk like that, even if it's true.
Kind of shrugs and goes, I knew what I was getting myself into. It's unfortunate in its own way. Given so much love, but not enough time to be able to reciprocate it all. But I'll be happy for them, and they will still have their mother.
Well, give them all the time that you got. There's more important things than counting coin.
Oriana has been saying that I should perhaps consider a more advisory position with the Leanders going forward.
I think it'd be good for you. I know your knees are giving out.
Oh, they don't pop that much. I still gave Juby a good startling when she came home.
Probably heard you creaking from beyond the door.
Well, stealth was always your specialty, not mine.
Well,
I hope you realize, Euphoria, that there are a lot of people who love you, and there's a lot of people who still need you. And I don't want you to forget that when you're off dallying across the world. And
that's real sweet of you.
maybe your new suitors can have a grounding influence on your worst inhibitions.
That's a tall order to put on them. Suppose.
Kind of shrugs and goes, "Well, better man have failed. I can vouch for that."
This was nice. It's been a while since we just talked.
I don't think we've sat down and talked this much since the divorce.
I don't think so.
But I'm happy for you, and maybe now we can put down the weapons, call it a draw.
I think so. But you wouldn't begrudge me just one last little tease towards your darling wife, and noting that Oriana is looking at them.
Yep.
She's gonna lean in, give Augustus one last kiss on the cheek, and saunter off.
You see Augustus start sputtering and stuff as Oriana, she's blue normally, but she's turning purple as she comes storming over to him.
Take care, Augie. We'll be in touch.
Hey, Euphoria! And he's beginning to stutter as this towering tiefling woman starts just shouting in Infernal and gesturing in many, beneath her station gestures at Euphoria walking away. But yeah, so with that, we will hop over to sorry. Okay, let's do Shawnee. Do you wish to rally the masses now, or do you want to do your talk with Kamar now?
I would like to rally every bad bitch in the household.
Okay. As the night drags on, there'll be a moment of respite, because a lot of the races here are pretty nocturnal, so the party's going to keep going. But you do have some time to rally all of the ladies. And what is your siren song to get everybody to help you out?
How do I convince her? Because I just started trying to tell them, hey, I need your help with something. Can you come? I also need to get other people to come help me. So just wait there for me. And she just awkwardly does this with each and every bad bitch she can get her hands on, like Cryotrixia and Cleotrixia.
Well, Cleo's like 10, so she's probably not bad bitch material.
This is important for her character growth. She has the says leather jacket. She's got the smithing. It's imperative that she's here for this.
So Euphoria and Illya are also invited to this.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we would. Let's go.
Am I counted as a bad bitch?
Yes. If you were with Larissa, you would have been grabbed too.
Okay.
You don't have to help, but you can watch. Over time, the
Concern.
undead lesbians, Rissa, Oriana, saving Augustus from getting yelled at.
And then you put her in a room with Euphoria.
It's okay.
Staring daggers.
So, you all might be wondering why I've brought every single one of you here, right?
I was wondering, yes.
Well, you see, each of you contains a talent, a skill, something I lack in what it means to be a alluring person. When this is all done, after this partying's over, and after we complete the rest of our adventures with my family, I don't want to keep adventuring me. Most of you already know this. I want to be an idol or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if it's music. I don't know if it's being a bard, but I want to be someone that draws the ire of every person that sees me. Their attention, their glares, their they look at me. Sorry, I'm not good with words, but I brought you all here so you guys could teach me how you do things. Show me. Like, I know, like, in stories and stuff, typically it's like, oh, to be taught as a proper lady, it's like those like, funny scenes where she's, like, carrying, like, a pile of books on her head. Stuff like that. I want you guys to teach me how to be an even badder, sees Cleo Trixie in the room, an even badder girl than I am normally.
Kamar pulling out her journal to take notes.
Shawnee, darling, I don't think that this is an area that you need guidance in. I mean, you're already, strong and beautiful and charismatic, and I mean, heck, you got Kairos looking at you from across the lot. Like, what more do you think you need taught?
Shawnee stares at Sherloon if Sherloon was here.
Yep. I was just.
And then
I didn't do a Shirley
Yeah.
intro because that's more of a Malral thing.
Yeah. Yeah, Shawnee take a look at Sherloon and then back over to Euphoria and goes, I'm not happy with that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know I'm attractive and I've come so far from where I was before, but I'm not happy with that. At some point I thought I'd be happy with my growth, but here I am now wanting more. I don't just want one person loving me. I want everyone loving me. I don't just want a regular bed to sleep in anymore. I want a massive bed. I don't just want toast for breakfast anymore. I want toast with jam and butter and cinnamon and everything on it.
I mean, we can get Lily to whip that up for you.
It's okay, I won't be coming to you for wordplay. But I know I want more. So I'm gonna learn how to get more any way I can. And so I figured I'd get the most attractive women at this festival and have them show me how they do things. And then obviously I know you're you and I'm me, and I can never do the things you do in your own way, and you can never do the things in my way. But I'm doing what my sister's doing, and Johnny's just actively pointing out Kamar note taking in the middle of all this.
Look, Shawnee, I'm flattered, I think, to be included in this this list of yours, but what is, I mean, ambition is one thing. What is this all about?
I mean, you already know my story. I know most people here already know my story. I've explained it so many times, but I don't think it's about any one thing. I'm not happy after being happy. I want more. It's not like a depressive thing where I'll never feel satisfied. I do get satisfied, but I want more. I want to be more. I want to, and like you see like something terrifying in the reflection of her eyes. Like it looks like she's like whatever sunlight is like left or like sunset is like being eaten away in her pupils. Like I want to be to be in everyone's eyes.
Take it from me, darling. You can't make everyone love you.
I mean, they don't have to love me, but they have to look at me, you know.
Even still. You can saunter all you like, charm as many people as you want to charm. There's always going to be people who won't spare you a glance, and you just got to live with that.
I mean, that's fair for normal people, but you already know, short girls do it best, and I'm one of the best short girls. So I figured if I took everything from everyone else, I could do anything I wanted. And I want to do that. So, you can sit there and worry about the limitations of the average woman, or you could help me achieve my dream and say that you had a part in making the world's greatest idol.
Well then, perhaps the first thing you should be learning then is how to properly behave as a woman. Says Oriana, looking at Euphoria, being like, don't do anything. And Oriana's like, well, I'm going to tell you to do stuff now.
I mean, I know what a salad fork is, if that's what you mean.
Oh, you sweet summer child, there are so many more folks. I assume when you try to eat your hamburger that you try to use the simple salad fork.
You use forks on burgers?
There is much we must eat.
So high society does have its own interesting rules for women to follow. So whether or not you want to fit into said high society remains to be discussed.
Oh, I want to fit in everything, Illya.
Hey, yo.
Hey,
I
yo.
might not be able
Not
to
in
do it
front
the
of
way.
not in front of the children, thank you.
I didn't mean it like that. Now you're making it weird. But I know I might not be the expected fit for a lot of things, but I'm gonna do things my way, and my way is gonna make them want to include me, whether that's their norm or not. So show me how they do it, show me how you do it, and I'll figure it out from there.
I'm sure that even you remember some of the etiquette, Euphoria.
Of course, I had a proper schooling. I just choose to ignore most of it.
Then I'm sure that you can enjoy the refresher goals. She will, sit down to try and basically teach you some high class etiquette. And Larissa will go, "Oh, I have like an idea to give you like a real talent," and she scampers away.
I'm scared? Question mark?
You did ask for her help.
Yeah, but what is smithing not a talent? Is being able to bench press a boulder not a talent?
Oh, it certainly is a talent, and it's quite an impressive one. But every person and every man, woman, or non-binary friend, they're all different, and all would be expecting different things out of a relationship or even a friendship. Now, I would say that I am a master of being able to put on different faces in that way. But it's all a matter of being adaptable and being able to have yourself be exactly what they want at any time, no matter who they may be. Does that make sense?
I getcha. I mean, like you were nice to us when we first met you because we'd like you to be nice. I mean, that's a very simple thing, but yeah, like my first introductions with someone I want to impress is with like cooking versus someone we're beating up is with my fists. Yeah.
It's all about reading people in that way. You need to understand, at a glance, what people are looking for. And Illya will actually look over at Euphoria and just kind of say, like, hey, here's something for you that you may have not known. But just, when I was in my former profession, it was not uncommon to use the feminine or even masculine guile to get what I wanted out of people. And understanding what it is that makes any single person fall for you is something that can be used to keep their eyes on you no matter where it is that you are. Does that make sense?
I see. It's not just enough to be loud like myself. I gotta let them focus on things that they would like about my loud self. Yeah.
It also comes with not being loud too, if you truly want everyone's eyes on you.
Mm. I feel like when I'll be loud in my own way, it'll be at volumes that everyone will like.
The massive form of Cryotrixia. She's like 25 feet long. She fills up a outer ring of this area, and she will, kind of tilt down towards Shawnee, her copious bosom, leading the way. Before coming down and giving Shawnee her, her very half-lidded snake eyes. Well, Shawnee, I think it would be helpful that you learn how to exude the appropriate presence. That will let you get the attention of everyone without having to do a thing. I know it seems a little silly coming from me, but there is more to catching an eye than simply being the biggest one in the room. And she gives you a big, fangy smile.
After hearing biggest, Shawnee just looks at a chest and goes, "Yeah, I could use knowledge like that because I get the feeling I won't have certain largeness."
Not quite large and in charge in quite the same way as Snake Mommy. She goes, yes, there is an aura of confidence that you can exude, and these are some of the subtle ways that you can convey it. And she'll just show you some tricks. I am not smart enough to, or I'm not Cryotrixia level of swag. I don't know how to actually express this.
The beauty of RP.
Yeah, so what do you mean we don't have Riz?
Five dorks playing D&D. What do you mean Rizless?
I can seduce my friends. So she'll give you some instructions, and you'll see Larissa, dart back in the room, and she hands over a guitar to Shawnee. So, I don't need this anymore. I like a lot of instruments, but, I'm trying to really work on something else lately. I already know how to play the guitar. I'm already pretty damn good. But, you don't have any, real skills that people want. So I figured you would probably enjoy, learning how to be, a real instrumental person. Bard hours. You could, just go. And she starts just, jamming off this, basically, hell of a riff off of her guitar. And yeah, it's super cool. It's super popular and attention getting. I know that a lot of people, don't know how to do this, and you could literally show up to any quad anywhere in Cover, and you can have all of the boyos and bitches all over you. So if you want to learn, I can teach you, but it's gonna be a little bit of process. It's not just be able to do it right now, but eventually you too can be wait, what was I talking about?
Johnny will pull in Larissa and give her a kiss on the forehead. Don't worry about it, but I'll do my best with this. And she starts trying to strum it the same way Larissa was just riffing on it.
It does not sound the same.
Mm-hmm. It is a very time-consuming process to learn an instrument. Am I right, Lily?
Yes. I was going to say in character, Illya would just be music can be extremely effective at establishing a mood or creating the atmospheres that you're looking for. But just be careful that it doesn't overtake the environment as well. People want to talk to you. I know that's what you want from them at the very least.
Well, I want them to want to talk to me. Actually letting them do it, well, we'll see. This feels right, at least, if I had to play an instrument. Then she turns it upside down, holds a battle axe, and is oh, that's why it makes sense to me.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't hit people with that, just saying. You probably need to get it reinforced.
Yeah, I could definitely make one that could do both. And she spins it back around, starts trying to like tune it, play it.
Bottom string E.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Should I be doing this with my fingers, by the way?
Now, you need to move your finger like here as she puts her hand over yours. It like starts guiding you as Illya is giving directions.
Mm-hmm. I think I'll keep practicing these the chords you called them. At least until it feels natural. Quick question for like I guess everyone here, because everyone's a strong lady, especially to those two, and Shawnee will point to the undead lesbians who've probably just been enjoying things.
They're
I
just, like kicking back and enjoying watching this.
I'm like really strong. Like really, really strong. But like I see you guys, some of you guys here are also really, really strong. How do you like stay approachable to people when you know that you kind of scare them?
The right people won't be scared.
But I want everyone to be the right people then.
They won't be.
They won't. That's awfully defeatist.
That's just how it is, darling.
Sis, you can melt faces yet you still stay super soft and cuddly. How do you do it?
Been trying to avoid doing that.
Okay, that's fair. I'm sorry if that was a sore spot, but
No, it's okay. I mean, I think she's right though. If some people, just might not want to make friends, but it's the ones that you do make that matter the most.
For all of what I said, those years when I made sure to please everyone, probably for the least happy of all my years.
I mean, I don't want to please anybody. I want everyone to want to please me. That's different.
They
I'm
won't.
not. When I prove you wrong, Ma, you're gonna look so much more red than you do right now.
Darling, I was raised by the woman who thinks that she can get the world to love her. And she is one of the most vile, manipulative, strong women that this world has ever reckoned with. So forgive me if I don't want that same fate for you.
Shawnee sits aside the guitar and then walks up to Euphoria and then reaches up and puts both her hands on her cheeks. Come on, look at me. Do you think I could ever be anything but this stupid and cute and good?
I'd like to think that, but quite frankly, the way you're talking, it concerns me.
Back when we were in Kaishan's village, I spent some time with Sherloon. And I tried to be like her. Tried to be like every hot person. But it didn't work. Nothing worked until I was myself. I'm not compromising on that. I'm not going to be any more mean. I'm not going to be any more cunning. I'm going to be the same dumb little slut you've come to know and love. I am not giving up on that. I will not rest until the world loves me for the bimbo I am, not the girl boss I should be.
That doesn't change the fact that not everyone will love you.
I'm still gonna try.
Well, then I say, so long as you keep to yourself, truly yourself, you're welcome the attempt.
Mm-hmm.
But I won't be a part of it.
That's fine, Ma. But when I'm on top, please look at me.
I already am.
But I mean, like, after all of that, too. I don't want to reach my top and then be given the monkey's paw of, oh, well, the people you love the most ain't looking at you anymore. I want both.
Shawnee, I'll always be looking.
Okay, cool. And I promise I won't ever end up as some vile, deceitful little bitch. Okay?
You better not, because, I went no contact with my mother for decades. I'm not about to let that happen to you.
Think I'm gonna lose another parental figure in my life? I know, I'm collecting you guys like fucking hotcakes. I'm not giving a single important person up again. And that includes me now.
You're amazing right now, Shani. I think you're too hard on yourself in the assets that you do have, if any.
Listen, I already know I'm hot. Managed to flush the Kairos, didn't I? And when I've been walking around the festival, I know people have been looking at me for more than just, a hero of Greywall. But I'm not being hard on myself because I'm not enough. I'm being hard on myself because I want to be more. I just want more.
It's okay to want more, but it's also okay to know when you have enough.
Mm. When I figure out that feeling, I'll let you know, okay?
Okay.
I'm not gonna change in any way. I'm just gonna be able to I'm just gonna be able to show myself in its best way possible. Okay? Still gonna be me. I'm just gonna be better at presentation, alright? Like one of Kama's projects in school.
The last daughter I had who assured me she wouldn't change. Well, you know what happened to her. So, forgive me if I'm a little more careful this time.
Don't worry. I know the kind of weight we're all holding right now. I'm not gonna do anything in the face of that. I'm not gonna go anywhere. Okay? I might fuck around Eberron for a while. I might pop in and out, like how you guys will be doing, but I'll always be there for you. Okay?
It's not about the place. I'd be some kind of hypocrite if I said I always want my loved ones to be where I can easily find them. I just don't want you to lose sight of yourself. That's all.
She looks down and you see the gold goo begin to pile up in the palms of her hands. I don't think I could ever lose myself again right now. I think I've figured out my anchor, and then she looks back at Kamar. I'll be fine. You'll still worry, I know that. But
It's a mother's job.
thanks, Ma.
Right. Sounds like everybody is going to do their best to try and give you some skills, but also reiterate the fact that you need to stay true to yourself. Is there anything left you wish to do as a part of this scene?
Now that we've got all the bad bitches here, could we end on flavor text of a group like makeover or beautifying scene, like braiding hair and shit. I feel like this opportunity is never gonna come up again.
Sure. Well, Kamar is already gorgeous, thanks to Larissa.
Yes.
But yes, you could have a group makeup session. Obviously, Oriana and Euphoria keep their distance from each other for this.
Opposite ends of the room, yeah.
I don't know. I like the idea of them like both going on Shawnee's face. It's like two, like her face is cut in two, where they're trying to fight over different makeup styles.
But yes, and then there will be a concerted effort to paint Cryotrixia, considering how much face there is to do. But you can all get a nice little makeover to look as cute as you want to be. And before you leave, you could have the last look of Oriana staring daggers at Euphoria. You're like, I saw what you tried to do to my husband.
Now, don't get your knickers in a twist. I was just bidding him a fond farewell. I'll be heading out of town for a while, Oriana, so I'll be out of your pretty hair.
Good. Not
Say
too
hello.
soon.
Say hello to those little rugrats, will you?
She kind of, does I should do this because I'm a good parent. Goes, I will tell them their wayward aunt has sent them affections.
And here, and she'll hand 3 of the owlbear plushies. 1 for each of them.
About the host, I'm sure they will love these.
You take care, Oriana.
You do, Euphoria. She kind of strains to say it, but she does it.
She'll just give a little nod of her head and sashay away.
And as you do that, we will head over to one moment before the next Shawnee talking to Kamar. Silodia is gonna approach Kamar, just kind of when she's leaving the room or whatever, going about doing her own thing. Kamar, do you have a moment?
Oh, yes, of course I do. Do we need to go somewhere a bit quieter?
It would probably be helpful. Yes.
Sure.
Go off to like a different area and stuff where there's less ruckus going on. I wanted to give you something that I felt you would like and that you could use. Certainly more than I can anymore.
What do you mean?
When I was at some point in the past, I wanted to retain things that were not pertinent to my work, and so I created a book that could contain all of the things I put into it indefinitely with with a near unlimited space. I used the very principles of a bag of holding and the potentiality of extra-dimensional holes to essentially create a direct link between a ether space and your own memory core. So you can be able to transfer the information directly into the book, and then it will transmute it directly back into you whenever you look at it. It's essentially an unlimited journal.
Wow, that sounds incredibly impressive. Are you sure?
Yes, I've seen I've seen how much you've been reading things, and I know you've talked about, wanting to pursue your own writing pursuits. So I thought this could be an excellent place to start, and it's where I used to put all of the things that interested me or were good into, and so I figured that you could as well.
I I don't know. I feel almost bad accepting something like this, especially since it was yours. I'm sure you still have many things you could write in it.
Kind of does a very, very thin smile, and she, extends it out to you and goes, I I just don't think I will have anything else to put in it. I haven't for quite some time. But I know that it would make me happy to see that it could bring joy to someone else.
I'll, I'll accept it if you're offering, but that just means I'll write for the both of us.
I hope you do. She kind of gives you a smile. Um, if you ever need any inspiration, uh, just say Sylvana, and it will give you some ideas.
I'll be sure to do that. It'll be nice to see what you've written.
I'm fairly confident none of it is too embarrassing, lest I memorialize my own insecurities indefinitely.
Would be the first time for me. I'm practically walking and talking in it. She kind of gestures to her hair.
You say that, but it truly seems more of a force of habit at this point than it does any actual legitimacy. You've changed a lot, Kamar, and I think it's for the better.
Appreciate you saying that, especially due to the contrary of my professor.
Well,
I'm glad to know what I'm doing I feel like is right, and that you think so too.
don't forget that. You always be mindful of what you think is right. And don't let yourself be led astray into thinking you're doing the right thing for the wrong reasons. And I know that you are an incredibly strong and capable woman. And honestly, you've likely outgrown your professor as much as you've outgrown your old uniform.
A couple more years on me than I do, but I know we have different ways of thinking, at least. But thank you for that. I I hope you'll take that into consideration with yourself too. That right now you're doing a lot of good things too.
That's the hope. The hope that all of it will make up for everything else.
Well, we're, I mean, as long as we stick together and do it this way, it'll be fine. Just gotta keep hoping for the best.
Keep on pushing forward. As Shawnee always likes to say, stay optimistic.
Yes, I hope you take that to heart. She'll kind of poke her cheek a little bit.
They say that repetition is a good teacher. At least that's what those jingles like to reiterate, as if you hear something long enough, you'll suddenly start saying, mage hand brand, mage brand, mage hand. When you need a hand, think mage brand.
Oh no, it's got you too.
That critically acclaimed, massively multiplayer illusionary experience, Fey Fantasia 14.
I with enough of those, I feel like I should try it myself.
I hear it is free through level 60.
I think it's level 70 now.
Oh,
God damn it.
how the times have changed. And she actually kind of like chuckles for a bit. I don't mean to keep you. I felt that
No.
I wouldn't have many opportunities to give this to you between now and the end. So I felt like
Oh,
I might as well seize the chance.
I'm free. I mean, I haven't had a funnel cake in a long time if you wanted to join me for one.
I guess I could watch you eat.
I like that. We can talk a little bit more.
All right. I can accompany you before you and Shawnee are lauded as heroes by the governor. And
That sounds nice.
with that, she will join you at the festival for a bit, and Shawnee, do you wish to talk to Kamar before or after you get praised?
It can be after. It should be after, I think.
Okay. So everybody will eventually gather together as Captain Venomspite, High Priestess Hecate, and Lady Cryotrixia will be up on a stage, and all of the people cheer and stuff. And you see Lilith's eyes roll back into her head and just show the I guess they aren't really whites. I guess the greens of her eyes, because she's got those solid like green tiefling eye thing. And you hear the much more masculine voice of the governor speaking through it. Greetings, everyone. I am overjoyed to see so many people gathering in peace and celebration this day. But such a day almost did not come to pass, and it is only through the continuous efforts of you that we can continue to live in peace and prosperity. But this night we shall give special honors to the ones who made it all possible. 1 year ago today, the intrepid band known as Rose Gold came to our city and protected our people despite not knowing who they were, despite not knowing why they should even care. And through their efforts, the terrorist crusaders were defeated, and we were shown the true potential of our relationship with the rest of the kingdoms. They may have been foreigners once, but now they are truly citizens of Greywall, truly citizens of Drome. Shawnee, Kamar, please come to the stage, and let everyone heap upon you their adoration. Everyone starts cheering as the crowd parts to kind of usher you two forward.
Oh gosh.
Come on, sis.
Can I-
Big-
Yep. She'll stand right beside her and kind of link arms with her.
Mhm. Wouldn't go up there with anyone else.
Let's do it.
All right.
I'll just- Mhm.
As you get up there, Heke will, she gives you a smile and stuff, and kind of says a prayer to the Dark Six to each of you, and then Cryotrixia gives you both a big hug with her enormous arms and copious bosom, and Lilith / the governor just turns and extends out Lilith's hand with a big smile that Lilith would never do. As she goes to shake your hands.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
we'll put another illithid headed brooch upon your outfits. This one has gems in it that are matching the colors of your eyes.
Special just for us, huh?
Just for you. I hope that you treasure them always.
We will. Thank you.
And no matter where you go, you will always be under my protection.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And Lilith will get between the two of you and raise up your arms, just like she does one arm each to lift up your right and left arm respectively. She says,
Mhm.
"To Rose Gold, the heroes of the hour and the heroes of this day." And the crowd just starts clapping and going crazy. Woo, yeah, Rose Gold. Man, those cats are hot. You see your companions are all clapping and cheering for you. Larissa has popped up in the air and is frantically clapping. She goes, "Those are my sluts!" And after a bit, Lilith will drop your arms, and the governor will look at you guys and say, "Enjoy the rest of your evening, and know that you are always welcome in this city." And with that, Lilith's eyes roll back into place. She kind of blinks a few times and squints around her, then squints at you guys and goes, "Well, that part's over, so feel free to celebrate however you want."
Thank you, Lilith.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. A little bittersweet and all, but
Sis, I mentioned not feeling satisfied before, but I think I got a taste of that just now.
you certainly had every eye on you.
Mm-hmm. I'm still gonna be trying for more, though. Come on, let's get back home and finish up the rest of the party with everyone.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. And with that, the last thing of tonight will be Shawnee and Kamar.
Okay. I'm gonna set up the scene, and Bestie, if you have any problems with it, same with you, Obs, just change them, yeah. I'd imagine as like the night winds down and people start trying to go to sleep or go back home through the streets, Kamar would like be in her room starting to teeter out until she hears like a melody being strung from above, and then her sister humming.
She's gonna kind of find the source of the sound, see if she can locate her.
Yeah, I'm sure if you look out the window, you could just see Shawnee just up on the roof strumming her guitar.
She'll kind of come up there a little bit and Mind if I join you for a little bit?
Mm-hmm. Feel free to take a seat. I snagged a few bottles too up here. She's been sipping from like a nice cold bottle this whole time while strumming.
You already sound not half bad with that.
Yeah, I got this one melody stuck in my head. I'm trying to see if I can do something with it, but I don't think I'm quite there yet. I don't know. Maybe I'll be good enough to play with Larissa one day. But yeah,
I don't doubt that at all. You're very talented.
yeah. Shawnee sits down the guitar for a second. Hey, sis.
What's up?
He looks back over the horizon from the roof at the entire silhouette of the town and the walls and the hills outside. We made it, huh?
I still can't believe it myself. Really come a long way, haven't we?
That first day, getting on that train, seeing a big messy pile of macaroons on a table, and a pair of rich idiots to work with us. I had no idea it would end up like this.
I know. Who knew a bunch of back alley city cats would turn into heroes? Heroes that people look up to now.
We
I
found
never
family,
imagined it. Mm-hmm.
found home. We found new ways to be ourselves. She's just looking at her sister's white shining hair in the night.
And a lot about each other, too.
Yeah.
I, I, I didn't know you were such a catch, How many relationships you've been in, all the struggles that you've been through. I felt that, as your sister, I knew so much about you, and I don't think it's a bad thing, but I'm glad that through this journey I've known you. I've gotten to know you.
I'm glad that every day with you is a new surprise. I wasn't ready for you to do half the things you've done, let alone all the slut comments you've taken from Larissa. Seeing how,
Perhaps so.
seeing how strong you were with your magic, seeing how forward you could be when it came to someone you care about, seeing what lengths you'd go to protect our family.
And seeing how vulnerable you could be. How you don't always have to be the strong one.
And
I'm
seeing how
glad
you
I
don't
could
own.
shoulder that burden.
It ain't a burden we gotta shoulder. It's a feeling we can share. Sis, when we were back in Sean, when we were debating taking this first job up, thanks for pushing me into it.
I mean, at first it was really just for the money, but the exploration part too, but I'm glad we did it together.
You started all this, and I'm glad that I could be with you every step of the way. But when this is all over, do you mind telling me what you're gonna do? Like, actually do?
Kind of goes quiet for a moment. Mm. I've been thinking about that a lot recently. About my other selves and time magic. I know I want to keep going stronger. but I'm not sure it's something I can do in my lifetime. I think
You,
it's
sorry,
gonna
go ahead.
take a long time. I think it's gonna take a long time.
So, are you gonna go to the Feywild too then? Or is this some sort of immortality thing?
No, not necessarily the Feywild, just somewhere else. My own little creation, I suppose, or what other me's have made.
Oh, like your own little gold dragon in, yeah? Your own little
Hey,
space?
yeah, I guess you could say that.
With other yous, yeah?
Mm. Yeah, with other me's.
Hmm. I think I get that. Maybe. But
Of
you'll come back and see me, right?
course, all the time.
Mm.
I I want to
Yeah.
try really becoming a. I. It sounds silly, but uh, an archmage. I think that would be something cool to do.
Hmm.
Something I can use my powers for.
Gotta give you one big up on your professor. I mean, she never could.
Yeah, it's a lofty goal, but I want to use that to be able to help people
Hmm.
here in this timeline and whichever ones that I can manage to get a hold of.
A guardian of the multiverse. I think that sounds like something from one of my comic books.
It does. It sounds a little strange when you say it like that. I think I'm just gonna spend a lot of time learning first before I do anything big like that.
Well, if, if anyone were to have it, you would have all the time in the world. But
Okay.
hmm, I don't know. With everyone going away, I feel like there should at least be one set day we all come back to see each other. So,
First.
mhm,
I mean, well, if you can find time in your schedule with you trying to be a, big celebrity and all that.
mhm. Speaking of that, I think the very second we get back home, I might just get up and disappear for a while. I'm telling you this because I'm pretty sure Shar and Larissa would probably stick to me like glue if I tried to, tell everybody. But
Where are you planning on going? What are you planning on doing?
I don't know. Around. I know I definitely gotta stop by LD. He's gotta be my agent after all the shit I put up with for him, you know? Hmm. But
I
yeah,
think taking some time for yourself would be nice.
yeah. Going around, causing problems, making scenes. Hmm. But I think in that note I'll leave. I'm gonna ask everyone to come back in a year. That sound fair? You think everyone will have accomplished most of the things by then? To want to see each other?
Think so. I mean, we're a family after all. It'd be like an annual get together. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, 1 year from the day we beat the Ashbringers. That seems right. Yeah.
That sounds good. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll kind of nuzzle her.
Mm-hmm. Shawty will pull her in and put her head on top of hers. I love you, sis.
I love you too, Shawnee.
Mm-hmm. No matter what, I will always be there for you. And I know you'll always be there for me.
I will. I. You know I will. We have to give those Ashbringers a ass kicking they never knew it's coming to them, so
Yeah, we'll kick the asses, alright, sis.
Oh, why don't you keep working on that song a bit? I'd like to listen to it.
Yeah, come here. And I'm assuming they're like very close, cuddling next to each other while Shani plays out for the rest of the night.
Okay.
Is that? Yeah. So I was just gonna ask if there was anything else.
Nope, that is it.
Okay.
So,
Mhm.
with Shawnee's dulcet tunes to take us away, the night of the big festival will end for all of you except Malral, who will somehow manage to live through all of this again. But with that, I think this is probably a good place to end it here tonight. Thank you everybody for sitting by. I hope it was fun. There was a lot of smooching, a lot of talk of the future, a lot of owlbear plushies. We will see how much will be left over next time. We know we're going to do all of Malral's stuff, but once all of the final interlude stuff is done, we begin the next quest, which will simply be called Consequences. So that should be exciting.
Oh boy!
Yay!
If you haven't done so already, please go check out all of these wonderful people. They're all great beans in their own right that you can find out by exclamation point players. You can also find every episode of Eberron Ashes of the Last War on the YouTube channel in exclamation point D&D, as well as you can just go on to my YouTube channel at XObsidiaX. And also, if you haven't done so already, please give me a follow here on Twitch, give me a sub over on YouTube, give me a follow on Twitter. You can join my Discord, the Eternal Citadel, and be a part of my incredible community. I want you all to know you're all beautiful, amazing, and valid people, and I hope you have a wonderful night and the sweetest of dreams. And let's go find us a raid target. We're gonna raid my boy, my good boy, the NJ Chef, Good Bean, member of the Snark Exchange, who also is a VTuber. He's playing Super Mario RPG with somebody. Let's go send him some love. I haven't raided him in a while. If you're a follower, please copy down the call to hugs. If you're a sub, please copy down the knight's message. There we go. We'll be back here probably on Wednesday for either Solstice or Art. I don't know what I want to do yet, so we'll see. Either way, it should be fun and quite silly, and you could listen to me talk about NTR some more if you want. I did my full explanation about why I like NTR last art stream, so who knows what lies in the future. All right, everybody. I will talk to you guys later. Bye!
Bye!
Bye!